Hey guys, this is the Anime Fiend bringing to you today finally a Sanji video. And last night, the big man Sensei Inc. himself was on our podcast, which is, of course, the Anime Unhinged podcast, both on YouTube and Twitch. For but he was on it, and we spoke about, of course, One Piece 1005 and. We spoke specially about Sanji, right? And of course, if you guys have watched his videos and stuff and his Twitter, of course, he got some hate on hating about Sanji, right? I mean, he had his criticisms and stuff. We spoke, we had good times, but that this actually made me think like maybe I should make a Sanji video about my own thoughts as well, right? Because I think my thoughts are pretty different from either parties, right? The people who are shitting on Sanji and saying Oda hates him, and the people who extremely like this situation, right? They're saying, "Oh, this is the best thing that could have happened to Sanji because it's character growth," right? So I have like a third point of view, right? My point of view is completely different. I'm looking at it in a different picture, but of course I also have like some of these points and views of both of these groups, right? Of course, but I'm gonna give you my point of view, of course. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. That helps out a lot. And well, I already told you about my Anime Unhinged podcast, so please check that out as well. But let's get into the video, man. Now, I'm gonna talk about two things, right? First thing I'm gonna talk about is which is pretty obvious, and everybody's talking about that. And the second thing I'm gonna talk about is people, at least until now, I haven't seen anybody talk about this in this way, right? So, well, anyways, the first thing is, of course, it's character growth for Sanji because yes, I understand it. It looks really bad for Sanji, but Sanji initially, I mean, his character is basically he sacrifices everything, he has for everything he loves, right? If he loves his family, he loves his friends and everybody, he'll sacrifice himself to the extreme and he'll never think twice about himself, right? But again, as we've seen in Whole Cake Island, he learned that yes, you gotta sacrifice yourself as well, but as much as that, you gotta trust in your family and friends as well, right? So I think it is the point Oda was trying to make, and the other obvious thing was like, of course, Robin. It's the same scenario where people were saving Robin in NS lobby, and this is the time where the roles are reversed, right? Because even before the epic scene in NS lobby of I want to live, even before that, Sanji trusted her even before that, right? Jumping on the sea train and stuff. So it's even more deep for Sanji, right? So Sanji saying that is pretty nice. But you see, people saying about like, oh, Oda hates Sanji, man. He does all these bad things for Sanji. I understand this happened quite a few times, but you see, I think Oda, his the way he writes things is like, it's not about like how bad he's trying to make a character look, right? It's just to hype up these other things. Oda sometimes, he just sacrifices the other things, right? I mean, it's pretty similar to what happened to Kaido, right? When Kaido, the thing with Odin and stuff, people were upset. They were like, oh, because Odin defeated him, or at least kind of sort of defeated him. You know, so because he did that, Kaido now he doesn't seem as menacing or anything. But of course, now as time passed through, people realize, yeah, all right, that's in the past. 20 years ago, Kaido got stronger, and there are different situations. But of course, people didn't like it then, right? And I think it's the same, right? Yes, of course, Sanji, he's gonna do something awesome later on, but it's sometimes, sometimes Oda just, doesn't care about the consequences of one character being downplayed, right? It's just like Oda just weighs the situation. He's like, yeah, fine, man. It's a gag I've been doing, and I think I could just pull it off, right? So some people might like it, some people might not like it, but it is what it is. But you see, I think this scenario is showing us something else, right? Sanji being probably the second or the third strongest on the alliance side. I mean, out of the people who are listening to Sanji's call for help, yeah, he's the second or third strongest, and that dude is calling for someone who's significantly weaker. And I think that bolsters the point that not everything can be done by the strongest, right? I think this has been the theme of this main fight, because even what did CP0 say? Even if you defeat Kaido and Big Mom somehow, which already seems impossible, even if you defeat those, you still have to deal with all these other officers. They are powerful, they matter. It's not a point of just being top heavy, right? It's not like, oh, Kaido is down and these people would just run away like headless chickens, right? No, that's not the case. Everybody matters, right? And that's the same thing with the alliance. And see, the only difference is Kaido, his perspective is like, he thinks when the time comes everybody will betray you, so never trust anybody, right? But the alliance through Sanji is showing that no, that's not the correct ideology, right? Because however strong you are, even if you're the strongest creature alive, you still need friends to rely on. So if Tama actually converts all these gifters and then Kaido and his main crew gets defeated, this point is basically, it's pushing through. It's like, dude, look at it. You thought only you guys could deal with it because you're the strongest? No, you actually needed friends, and because you don't have friends, the alliance defeated you. That is the way of life. Yeah, you don't have to make the whole world your friend, but you definitely need someone that you could truly believe in, right? Truly trust. So, man, I think that is the whole point, right? So, you know, comment down. What do you think? Do I make sense or do I not make sense? I mean, I think that is pretty much what it is, right? I think it's basically pointing out that you need friends. You need to trust people, otherwise you can't succeed. And that's why Luffy is gonna be the king, right? Because he believes in everyone. He believes that he can't do everything, so he needs friends, right? So that is that, man. And Sanji, I think he finally learned that. So well, there you go. Anyways, if you think the video is good, like, share, subscribe, comment down. Do you think I make sense or not? Whatever. What is your perspective? What do you think about it? But anyways, man, join my Discord. We could have more discussions with me, my friends. It will be fun. And if you want to support me even more, sign up on my Patreon. But well, as always, until next time, peace.